Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the channel. If you missed a video that I featured on my channel yesterday, I'll quickly catch you up. Basically, I think Kabam Mike accidentally let the cat out of the bag. I'm recording this very late. For those of you who don't know, I record a lot of my videos after midnight, between midnight and 2 a.m. Because I work on so many different things, including course syllabi, and then of course I do everything from the arena to broadcast at night to volunteering. You don't care about any of that. But point is, I did a video in which I discussed a couple of pretty big takeaways from Kabam Mike's assertion that Deadpool X-Force was primarily a buff targeted at beginning players who were going to fight him a lot, and who presumably were also going to open him quite a bit. Though, I have to say, compared to somebody like Diablo, or... I mean, there's just so many examples of buffs. Storm's a great one that was used. Shout out to Mr. Faust, who was talking about this to me on Twitter, too. But I still don't think Deadpool X-Force is that user-friendly at all. Like, not compared to some of the other buffs we've seen. I think about a buff like Nebula, which made her even better and made her get shock charges faster just by holding block. And I think, like, yeah, that's easy. That's something I can understand. Heck, even Gambit's easier than Deadpool X-Force. But all this is to say, you know where I see Deadpool X-Force a lot? It's not in Act 1 or Act 2, of course. I haven't done that content in 6 to 7 years. No, it's right here. It's in the arena. It's fighting against the Gamoras of the world, against the Deadpool X-Forces, against the Yondus, against the Kingpins. And then, of course, like the usual team suspects, you're not the only person who's fought Hulk, Immortal Hulk, and Gladiator Hulk 100 times. My theory, and by the way, I'll come right back to this, but I should darken the screen because I was discussing this online this evening and want to give credit where credit is due, because I also think that I have to give Roust about _21 the same credit, because he noticed the same thing. I think they're trying to make the arena be a little bit tougher. I'm not saying it's way tougher, but arena fights, when you have what you see in front of you at your disposal, when you have the infinite streak in its own beautiful process, you're fighting defenders who have less PI than you do, and you're comfortably going to win if you don't make huge mistakes or if your game doesn't crash and doesn't reload the fight. But, like, there's a wide margin of error when you've got a 14,330 rated Black Cat like you see in front of you when you're fighting her against a 6,000 rated, Deadpool X-Force. But especially when you're building that infinite streak and you're fighting defenders from all the way from rounds 5 to 15 especially, you're going to fight better defenders every time they're buffed. And they're going to be a part of the Thanos team a lot of the time. So I think, as I quick fill this final arena team, we're just going to see. I thought it would be fun to just time this to where we're seeing who we face in this featured. Okay, so I am seeing a lot of Jabari Parker / Panther. But Guillotine's been buffed, you know? Not that she's a massive, difficult person to fight in the arena, or Red Goblin for that matter, but this is also not Thanos' army, you know? I think it's worth noting that this is a byproduct of Kabam buffing champions that don't satisfy us as attackers, and maybe don't even satisfy us as defenders, but can still make the arena harder. And I gotta tell you, every night that I go to bed after doing a full day of arena grinding, especially when I'm teaching and trying to do the arena at the same time, which is just stupid. Nobody's forcing me to do that. It's just me doing it on my own. But, like, I do think you have to be a certain kind of crazy to do it. And I feel my mental health sometimes slipping a little bit when I'm worried about the arena. Like, that's a crazy thing to think about. But I've done it every day for years now. It's more normal to me than getting a full night's rest, which, again, is more of a cry for help than it is a flex. I get that. I've talked to Katie Candy about it because, of course, she used to grind the arena a lot harder than me, especially for certain champions. And now she's been arena free. It's like Arena Anonymous, you know? AA for arena addicts. She's been arena free for months, and not only doesn't miss it, but, you know, wonders how much time she spent on it. You're grinding for pixels. What can I say? But at the same time, Kabam's going to make it a little bit harder now with the buffs, and I think that's just objectively a fact at this point. So, that is the point of this video. Thanks again to Roustabout for the feedback to inspire me to make it. And yes, I have seen it on my own. No argument here. But again, no one's forcing me to do the arena but me. It's an addiction that provides content, but also can be pretty pathetic to people who especially don't play the game. But heck, maybe especially if you play the game. Because you don't want to do the arena, and I don't blame you.